You're locked into the Vibe Pulse 88 radio, and I have got the legend that is Mr. Raheem DeVaughn.
I'm going to have to move to London.
I think you should. We want you here.
Everybody is calling me a legend around here. It's
but
pretty
you are,
odd.
but aren't you not?
I don't know. I mean, I guess apparently so.
Come on, you've won BET Awards. You've been 3 times Grammy nominated.
You know what it is?
You know your credits.
You know what it is that in the States, they don't appreciate us like y'all do here.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
So I think you should move here, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I have to make a Marvin Gaye pilgrimage abroad.
So it's been, the reason you're here is because you've released a new song and you've got some shows coming up as well.
Yeah.
Today, when we're recording this right now, we've got a show tonight, you've got a show tomorrow as well, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's great to have you back. It's been about 3 years since the release of your last studio solo
Project,
album. Yeah. So it's been a short minute.
Yeah. 2015, we dropped Love, Sex, and Passion.
Yes, no, it's great to have you back. So congratulations. New single's called Don't Come Easy.
Yeah.
What is the song about?
It's a double innuendo.
Go on.
Double entendre.
Yep.
And I mean, it really speaks to relationships and the fact that love doesn't come easy. You got to put in work for it, basically. And once you get that love, you have to maintain it in and out of the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
It don't come easy.
No.
It is not supposed to.
I get the double innuendo.
Yeah, there you go.
So is this coming up on an album?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The album's going to be called Decade of a Love King. It's 13 years in now. For me, I'm on my second decade of music. And I feel like I just wanted to kind of set the tone and let people know a lot of music is coming over the next decade.
That's amazing. So nothing's going to stop you. You are here.
Yeah, I'm here.
For another 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably why you're a legend, because, you've been in it for 13 years now. I'm sure after your 10 years, you get that title of a legend.
Yeah, young OG, legend. I take it all. I take all the credits that I can get these days.
So 13 years, 2005, you dropped your first solo studio album, The Love Experience. How have you grown as an artist from back then to where you are today? What's changed in your music? Are there any notable differences?
I think it's the growth as a vocalist. I hope that you can hear that, from like album number 1 up to now. You know what I mean? First and foremost, the growth in the songwriting. I think that those are the two main things, and then this recognizing the consistency as well, on and off stage.
What about writing as well?
Yeah, I mean that's again growth. You know what I mean? As a songwriter as well. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of great songs out there with no one to sing them, so I try to find those too. In between, I'm not one of those people that has to write everything. Mm-hmm. Just because I'm a great writer doesn't mean I have to write every song that I sing.
Of course.
There's other great writers out there. There may be some phenomenal songwriters and better writers than me, in my opinion. So if I'm not humble enough to recognize that, I could be stunting my growth. I might learn something from being in there with another songwriter,
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And I think people who don't really understand it as well are very quick to say, oh, that person didn't write that song or whatever, they didn't write the whole thing. But actually the way it works is, creatively it's important as well to have that input from other people.
And a hit record is a hit record. I think that's more prevalent in the hip hop community, where you have to kind of quote unquote write your rhymes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we don't catch as much slack as songwriters and artists, recording artists, and as singers, and recording artists and performers and what have you. Some of the biggest songs that Beyonce is saying she didn't write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of the biggest songs that Whitney Houston is saying she didn't write. You know what I mean? So everyone can one of the biggest Marvin Gaye albums he didn't write or produced the album. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta be humble, open yourself up to working with different individuals.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that. So you are part of a duo called the Crossroads, and last year you released a project.
Yes.
And it's been a long time since you released something. So why don't you tell us about the Crossroads for those people that don't know much about?
Yeah, the album is called Footprints on the Moon. We had the opportunity to perform at the Jazz Cafe, some of these records as well. The album is really, it's kind of like if you want to know what's going on in America right now, listen to the album. It kind of gives you the outlining of all the, not so positive things that are happening there.
And so many of those as well.
Yeah, as American artists, I think we kind of more known for being, correct me if I'm wrong, for being more outspoken, against, our government officials and the politics and things of that nature that we don't agree with.
Yeah.
Like we exercise the freedom of speech, to the full extent,
totally.
that we can, for now, so the Constitution and whatnot. So yeah, we just use that as an opportunity to speak on things that, like I said, we don't agree with.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many things that are happening in the States at the moment, and expressing it through music, I think, is so important as well.
Yeah.
Almost as a healing thing as well for those people that feel the same as you as well.
Yeah, definitely. Music can bring about healing. It can also bring about change. Spark the idea for change. So that's what we're trying to do.
So is it the second project that you guys has done?
It's actually the third.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, we have a few mixtapes out there as well that's been floating around, that we put out previous to the album, this particular album dropping. Yeah.
And who's your partner in this?
His name is Wes Felton. You know what I mean? Some of the people in the world know him as W. Ellington Felton. Also a solo artist or Dub L. And me and Wes, man, when we come together, it's magic on stage. It's magic in the studio as well. This album is a perfect fusion of soul and hip hop.
It's great.
Lyrical consciousness.
It's great.
Yeah, we kind of refer to ourselves as modern day. It's like imagine this album like imagine if Marvin Gaye and Gil Scott Heron got together to make an album, and it was produced by Sugar Hill Gang or something like that, or like the Roots. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the vibe of this album.
No, it's a great album. I listened to it the other day, and it was fantastic. And you're involved in a lot of humanitarian stuff as well. You're involved in social projects and stuff like that. What's important to you?
Yeah, in the States, we're looking to expand here abroad as well. Some of the major initiatives, feeding the homeless, as well as homeless teens, fighting HIV and AIDS, bringing more awareness to that, to people of black and brown color in the States. We make up for 50% of the new cases. We're only 13% of the population, you know what I'm saying, currently. And out of the 50%, the majority are in black women, black and brown women of color. So, it's really being more attention to that.
Yeah.
As well as fighting domestic violence, which, women tend to go through, but in this case, we try to fight domestic violence and speak against it for women, children, and men. Mm-hmm. And there's a few other things we do too. Textbook Scholarship Fund, which is, I'm up to sending off my 9th kid to college, paying for his books and supplies, he or she books and supplies, and those are just a few of the initiatives.
It's truly amazing.
Yeah,
truly amazing. So you are the Love King. You are Mr. R&B.
Yeah.
You are, as we said many times, a ledge.
Yeah.
It's what you do. It's R&B.
Yeah.
It's soul.
Yeah.
What do you think about the state of R&B today? Because there's so many new cats around, like the Khalids and the Hers and the Sabrina Claudios.
Yeah, I think it's great. You know what I'm saying? It's all transcending and connecting and morphing. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see what those guys do, 5, 10, 15 years from now. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's great. I did the BET. I was in BET press room the other day, and it was funny because the only artists that were there from my era were myself, John Legend, and Ledisi. Everybody else was new artists on the hip hop side and on the soul side, on the R&B side, whatever you want to call it side. It was like we still welcome in the room. We still a conversation to be had, and that was cool.
So you're open to it?
Oh no, I'm definitely. You got to be open to it. Like, that's the culture. We can't. You got to keep the doors open. You know what I mean? And for the youth and whatever. I created platforms years ago, internet radio and stuff like that, which I helped break certain records in certain markets. In my market, from Kendrick Lamar to Miguel to whomever, and some of these artists I went to just transcend and be just super mega incredible, it's you can't shun and you know shun the next thing coming up, even if you don't understand it.
Yeah, I guess from my show that I do is all about new R&B, and I only promote new music and new singles. Apart from today, when I'm playing some of my favorite tracks of yours, which I never do. I never play old music, but I have to. I've got a special guest on the show. Yeah. But I get a lot of, you know, R&B's not what it used to be. It's not like the 90s, and today's R&B isn't real R&B. And I'm kind of like, no, embrace it. It's changed.
I live in the 90s time machine, though. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna always give you that feel of that 90s and embedded in there, you know?
But that's what your fans want, though, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
I love Floetry. I know they're not together anymore, but you know.
Actually, they are. They got back together.
They did, but they broke up again.
They broke up again?
Yeah, and then
really?
Marsha went on to Breakfast Club and said some things about the Flow Assist.
I missed.
Did you hear about that? It was big goss.
I missed that. I don't even try to put that energy in the air. I hope that they get back together. I love them both.
Well, yeah, no.
I'm kind of like the common denominator between those two. It's weird because I feel like the last feature that they did was with me when we did that record. Mm-hmm. Shortly after that, they broke up. I always prayed they get back together, which it happened.
It did, yeah.
And
I saw them.
And I was just with Marsha in LA, and I'm going to see Natalie. You know, I've seen Natalie since, I don't know when this runs, but I talked to Natalie. Like, we're talking back and forth right now on the WhatsApp. So
I love Natalie, by the way.
I try to stay out of it. You know, I know
True
that.
soul.
Yeah, I'm in a group, and then aside from that, like, you know, I have like childhood friends that like work for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
That's intense at times, you know?
Yeah. So, British talent, because Natalie aka the Flow Assist, and Marsha are from the UK. So let's talk about the UK a bit, because you know you're here. So, can I just quickly test you on some of your UK slang? Because you've been here quite a bit, presumably over the last 13 or so years.
That's
so
cool.
Can I test you?
Yeah, I might have to like call my man, my bro Omar, to see if he can help me out.
You're not allowed to cheat, Raheem.
Okay,
so number one is nah man, allow it.
No man, allow it. I mean, we don't take no mess. We don't take no BS.
So if I was to say, Raheem, allow it, man, what does that mean?
Allow it mean go for it. Why not? Try it. No?
Allow it. We've got a little audience here disagreeing as well. Allow it means leave it.
Okay.
Just leave it alone.
So it's the opposite.
It's
like
the opposite.
Driving on the opposite side of the street.
Okay, number two. You still got time to redeem yourself, by the way.
Okay,
so let's have a good old chinwag.
Let's have a good old chinwag. Good talk.
Yes.
Talking to.
Exactly. Okay, number three. Congratulations, you must be chuffed.
I must be chuffed. You must be happy.
Yes. Number four. You've made a dog's dinner of that.
You made it means you just made a bad scene.
Yeah, like a mess.
Yeah.
So you're doing quite well. And the last one is give me a tinkle on the blower.
Oh, that sounds, I don't know, that sounds a little too That sound like something get you in trouble, like one of these, another R&B artist from the States.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like a mix between interesting tastes in the bedroom versus normal taste, but it's not actually. Give me a tinkle on the blower means give me a call on the telephone.
Oh, okay, all right.
Who knew, right? Who knew? Right, yeah. Okay, so you got 3 out of 5. So you know, over the next 10 years, when you come back to the UK more, you're gonna nail it.
There it is.
Do you listen to much British urban music?
I try to listen to a little bit of everything. I'm a huge fan of James Blake. I don't know if he's from out here though.
James Blake is yeah.
Okay, you London. Yeah, so yeah, that's I'm a fan of James. That's probably one of my favorite artists out here. Omar, of course, you know what I'm saying.
Big up Omar. Yep, love Omar.
Legend, never GOAT, you know. Yeah.
Lovely. Well, listen, it's been amazing talking to you.
Thank you.
If our listeners want to keep in touch with what you're doing, what's your social media details, your website, all of that kind of stuff?
Just call me on my mobile in the States and we can chop it up. No,
and your number is?
You can hit me on the Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Raheem_DeVaughn. That's RAHEEM_DEVAUGHN.
Fantastic.